you know, like I was telling you before, I'm very jovial and always cover things with humor, I guess, and joking around. And I was always the person that was putting myself down before anyone else could, you know.
Yes.
So now I am trying to break that. And when I feel stressed out in my life with work or my marriage or whatever, I go to boot camp, which I never thought in a million years I'd ever say that I go to boot camp, you know, instead of the bar.
Right.
And that's what I always say. I went from, you know, Barstools to Barbells, you know?
Yes.
That's huge for me.
Welcome to Beyond the Scale, the show where everyday heroes share their stories on how they turn their lives around for the healthier. I'm Coach Brittany, and today I have a special guest, Leslie Sano. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Thanks for coming out today from Rancho Santa Margarita.
Yep.
How you doing?
Good, yeah.
Cool. So I want to hear all about you and your story, but before, we're going to play a game called Rapid Fire.
Oh, great.
So basically, I'm just going to ask you a few questions. You're going to answer as fast as you can.
Okay.
And we'll go from there.
All right.
All right, so here we go. Question 1. What is your dream vacation?
Anything with a beach.
Okay. What is your favorite book or movie?
Favorite movie, Urban Cowboy.
Never even seen that, but okay.
Oh, you gotta see it.
Who inspires you?
My boy, my son.
Okay. What's your spirit animal?
Oh, maybe a cheetah.
A cheetah. Okay, I like that. What's your biggest pet peeve?
Hypocrisy.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. What's your biggest accomplishment?
Probably my son.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me one thing that's on your bucket list.
To go to Europe,
Europe?
see the world. Yeah.
Okay.
Greece.
Travel. Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh, I've always wanted to go to Greece.
Greece.
Always. All right. And lastly, what is your life's motto?
Live hard and loyal.
Live hard and loyal.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, we are done with that.
Yay!
Good job. Good job.
Pressure's off now, right?
Now it's time to dig into your story.
Oh, Lord.
All
Okay.
about you.
All right.
So, I mean, as you know, Fit Body Boot Camp is all about overcoming obstacles inside the gym as well as outside the gym. So let's talk about one of your biggest accomplishments. You said your son.
Yeah.
So why is your son your biggest accomplishment?
I think probably because he has really just changed my life as far as the person that I've become. He's kind of let me out of this cage of a different person. I was very wild and crazy, and he's kind of shown me the softer side of myself and life and slowed me down a bit. So I think he's shown me that I'm a different person, really, inside. Brought the good out in me.
Awesome.
So.
And now, so taking a few steps back, what have you always been wild? Was that just always your personality growing up? Okay.
I'll always be. But yeah, I mean, I got married really young. I always wanted to be a mom, and you know, you have these big plans. You know, you want to be a mom, and you want to have all these great things in life, and sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. You know, so I got married young, never went to college, and we tried to have kids right away, and just never happened. And it was hard, you know, those emotional things just kind of weigh you down, and then life goes on, and before I know it, my husband passed away, and then I'm looking at like a whole nother, trying to start a life, you know. So here I am now at 26, and I've, you know, put on weight, and I'm like feeling at 26 like I'm, you know, 46 trying to start over again, you know.
So your husband passed away when
did.
you were 26. Wow. Okay.
So then it was just like with a broken heart going off into the world, trying to find myself, which was, you know, late nights and partying and eating bad. And it's just like this vicious cycle, you know what I mean? So I think after years, 10 years or so of this lifestyle, and I think the sadness, the grief, and a bunch of other stuff that comes along with that, I guess, just had just like cocooned me into this like shell of a person that I didn't even know I was, like in this body. I always joke with my trainer at boot camp, and I'm like, I'm really cute under this. Like, I put this fat suit on like 15 years ago and I can't get the zipper off, So, I'm like, I kind of felt like just kind of lifeless, So then I met my husband now, and we just kind of continued down this road of partying and bad lifestyle, bad choices as far as health and stuff like that. And then we had my son, and he was a miracle because they told us we couldn't have kids. Yeah.
Oh, wow. You were told you couldn't have kids.
Yeah, because of our lifestyle.
Got it.
Because of the drinking, the lack of sleep. I mean, just this really unhealthy lifestyle to the core, emotionally and physically. So everything we surrounded ourselves with was unhealthy. And one day I was walking, and I remember thinking, God, it's so beautiful around here. And I just had this overwhelming feeling of like gratitude. And it was something I hadn't felt in a long time. So I thought, I got to do something. And my girlfriend, Susanna, who I work with, I had worked with her for 5 years and just been a really closed off person. And she said to me, why don't you come to Fit Body boot camp with me? And I was like, beat it. Pretty much. I was like, I am literally a dropout of every kind of gym. Jenny Craig, I'm literally a Jenny Craig dropout.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't want to do it. And she's like, just come one time. And then I went, and that was it. So changed my life.
And now you're here. Okay. So you were talking about how you became a shell. You were a shell within yourself. That all happened when you started making those unhealthy lifestyle changes. And like, were you like partying every night? Were you like,
Yeah.
it was like drinking, eating wrong, like all of the above?
Well, yeah, it all comes together.
Yeah.
It's like you go from partying all night and then you're hungry and you go by, In-N-Out on the way home. And you eat like 1,000 calories and go to bed. And then you wake up feeling horrible. And the first thing you want is a soda and, fries from McDonald's.
Yeah, totally. Oh,
Yeah. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
So it was just this like, it's a snowball. And then one day, and you get this like false sense of, oh, I'm not as bad as I think, And then all of a sudden you see yourself in a picture, or you see yourself in the mirror one day when you're walking by and you're like, who is that? And it's really scary, And then that, because you can't take it off as fast as you put it on.
Right.
So then you're like, I'm literally trapped in this body. And so it's this snowball of emotion then. So it's all connected, Before you know it, you're just like, you give up, and you just live in this misery that you don't realize how miserable you are and how sad you are and how trapped you are until you start to feel better. It's like, looking backwards,
Yeah.
So
would you say the whole epiphany that one day when you felt all that gratitude out of nowhere, like, was that the turning point for you? Or was there something else that happened that made you like flip the switch to start getting healthier?
Well, I've never been a stranger to exercise, which is odd.
Okay.
I've always fought my my weight, but I've never been a stranger to being like physical, always walking, bouts of gym time and stuff like that. So I've always put in effort, but it was always, contradicted by my lifestyle. And I think that day that I was walking was kind of like I don't know what it was, to be honest. I was out in nature, and it was something that I just felt. I don't know what it was, but not too much later, my friend said, just come with me. And so I went, and that was the turning point for me.
Okay.
Being there.
What was it like? Were you nervous to go to your first class? Were you like, how did you feel trying to go to your first session before you went in?
I was a little nervous. Because I never wanted to feel the feeling of like going in there and, when you get your mind running and you're like, oh, everyone's so thin, everyone looks good, I'm the fattest person in here, I'm the heaviest, I'm the weakest or whatever, and it starts turning and then you just want to leave.
Yeah.
So I went in there and, I didn't even really know my friend. Like I said, I had worked with her for 5 years, and I'm I was at this point very closed off to people. And so I felt like I was going in there by myself, even though she was in there. But everybody was so extremely friendly once I got in there that it kind of just faded immediately once I got in there.
Okay.
The energy was really good.
And now, how was the workout?
I almost died. No,
It's normal. No, just kidding.
It was really, really hard the first day. I think I went in on a cardio day, or what they call Metcon, which I love to tell them that that's just a trick. It's really cardio. But I went in and my girlfriend said, when you go in, you're going to feel like you're going to die. But if it stops right before you die. And I'm like, I said, I could not do this one more minute. I looked at her at the very end of it and she's like, it's over. I'm like, really? So that was my initial, and I go, I loved it. I felt so good. I felt pumped. You know, I think because of who I am, just my personality and stuff, the loud music, you know, our coaches at Rancho, they always played good music, loud music. So I was like, yes, I went in there and I just felt pumped, you know? So that was good for me. Everything fit. The coaches were awesome.
Nice.
And it just fit for me. And I was like, I can't wait to come back.
Nice. I know. I love the loud music.
Yeah.
That's what gets me into my workout.
Yeah.
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 Ah.
Right. Right.
And so, why do you think Fit Body stuck? You said you tried your Jenny Craig dropout,
Oh, yeah.
tried other things. Why is it that Fit Body worked for you, unlike the other things?
Honestly, I think it's number one, the environment, but I also think because, so I am the kind of person, because I am very, I have in the past been very emotionally shut off to people. I think that allowing myself to open up to people that really are genuine. You know, these people that work there are not only great people, like outside of this place, but they have a passion for what they do, and I think for people also. And so for me, the difference between somebody who has a job and is passionate because they're a job, I feel like I can kind of see right through that. I don't want a car salesman. I don't want to just be another number to somebody. Right. And I don't want to be BS'd, you know what I mean? And so for me, when I feel like these people are really genuine and they care and I have a friendship with them, it gives you a drive, you know? It gives you a drive that when somebody's, when you have a personal connection with somebody, not only do you not want to let them down, but you want them to be proud, you know? And you depend on them, you know, for a lot. Not just their professional guidance, but I think just the friendship too, you know.
Oh,
So that
totally.
really changed everything for me.
So going through that, attending Fit Body, building those relationships, how did that change your emotions outside of boot camp?
Everything. It changed everything for me. I think mostly because for me, my initial feeling is to want to retreat and run and go take care of any kind of struggles or strife in my life with, the only way I ever knew how to was to kind of just push it aside and go have fun. You know, like I was telling you before, I'm very jovial and always cover things with humor, I guess, and joking around. And I was always the person that was putting myself down before anyone else could, you know?
Yes.
So now I am trying to break that. And when I feel stressed out in my life with work or my marriage or whatever, I go to boot camp, which I never thought in a million years I'd ever say that I go to boot camp, you know, instead of the bar.
Right.
And that's what I always say. I went from, you know, Barstools to Barbells, you know?
Yes.
And that's huge for me. So, and it's just really lightened me. It's lightened my heart, being around positive people and loving people, you know, people that are there for you, whether or not you can go out with them at night and hit the bars or not. It's like these, you know, these other people, I had 100 pennies, you know, in my life, and now I have 4 quarters. And it's, someone had said not too long ago that it's the quality of presence. And I always remember that, you know, just being present with my child now and in my marriage and in life, you know, not being with this under this cloud. And I think just the physical part of working out and the dopamines,
Yes.
alone have just been great for me. And then as a bonus being, around people that are so good. So
It's true. Those dopamines, they just get flowing in there,
Yeah.
and then like you're
Fire you
unstoppable.
up.
Even
Yeah.
like when you're done with boot camp, you're just like, all right, let's go. What's next? What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, and so that's awesome. How has your relationship changed with Susanna since you started boot camp? Since you said like you had worked with her for
crazy.
so long, but like,
She's my like ride or die, my girl. She is. They always tease us because actually we have to get separated sometimes because we're just such good friends. We have a really special friendship, which is so funny because I worked literally side by side with her, doing massage for all these years, shared clients, all this stuff, and it was so superficial that now I feel like I have these deeper relationships, and she has been such a huge inspiration in many parts of my life, spiritually, and just she's been a friend that I haven't had for a long time.
that's awesome.
So yeah, it's cool.
So would you say that you are actively doing different things in order to build those strong, meaningful relationships, or is it that you're just more open now to accepting those type of relationships?
I think that I'm more open to accepting those type of relationships because I'm surrounding myself with different people, like-minded people, healthier people. That is, I think, the big turning thing for me. It's like these people don't hurt me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're all, like I said, like-minded. So it's easier to be open and it's just an easier environment, I guess.
It's crazy, like when you're more in a negative mindset and you have the people around you, friends, whoever you have around you, it's crazy how you think, oh, these are all my great friends, we're good and everything. And then you realize, oh no, like they don't want what's best for me, or they only want to go out with me if I'm drinking. Like they don't want to do like healthier,
Right.
normal things with me.
Right.
So it's crazy when you cut those out. Like, because I know I went through a phase in my life too. Like I had to cut a lot of toxicity out of my life, and it is completely life changing. And it's crazy the type of real relationships that are drawn into your life. And I mean, it's awesome. In my opinion, it's.
Oh yeah,
My life has changed dramatically.
Yeah, it's real.
Yes,
now,
real.
as opposed to living with this kind of like veil over your eyes, and in darkness, really.
Yeah.
And even I'm not saying that I didn't have good things in my life because I really did. I had a lot of good things in my life. I have a great family, but you don't appreciate things when you have that like film over your eyes. You know what I mean? Of just negative and unhealthy. And now it's crazy because even if I eat something bad, which we all do occasionally,
Of course.
I feel like crap. I'm like, ugh, which is it's good, but it kind of sucks because now I can't even enjoy it. But or I just if I don't want to go to the gym, I go anyway. I make myself go. I'm like, it's 30 minutes. And I never walk out of the gym ever feeling like, oh, I wish I hadn't done that.
Yeah, I've never
Ever.
regretted it.
Most of the time I stay for 2, or they'll be like,
You're the
go
real
home.
champ. You are the real
They're
champ.
like,
if you
go
can stay
home.
for 2.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time there.
That's awesome though.
Yeah.
And so what type of changes have you seen since going to Fit Body? Physically, mentally, emotionally, all of the above?
Well, it's interesting because I always laugh and I'm trying not to negate the success that I've had because I tend to still kind of rip on myself. So that's a huge challenge for me.
Okay.
But it's hard to change your view of yourself. It really is. I try to see myself through other people's eyes, and to take that initial negativity away. I always do things. My friend Susanna laughs at me all the time. She's like, did you really try and do a headstand in boot camp? I was like, yeah, and I did it. She's like, you're
Yes.
crazy. Like and then I look back later and I go, that is the most horrific, offensive picture that someone took of me. So I'm trying to get that out, and then I negate that I actually did a headstand, like freestanding headstand. I haven't done that since I was like 6, So I think, I don't know, the physical changes have been slow. The emotional changes and the spiritual changes, everything for me have been fast. So sometimes it's hard to weigh I don't know, balance them out, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I've lost probably 15 pounds since
Okay.
I started, solid pounds,
Okay.
and probably about 12 inches. Not a whole lot since July, but it's slow. But my body has changed completely, like super muscular, super strong. So really, I think if you had asked me maybe even 2 months ago, do you feel a lot of progress? I would have been like, no, I probably would have ripped on myself. But sitting here today, yeah, I've come a hell of a long way.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's all about how you feel inside.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it does not matter how many pounds you lost, how many inches you lost.
Right.
It's all about how you feel inside.
Yeah.
And I mean, whether it be your physical health or your emotional, all of the above, like it's a dimmer switch. Like a lot of people
For
think
real.
it's a light switch, like boom, okay, I'm just going to be healthy. No, it's a dimmer switch. And sometimes that dimmer switch falls down low and you got to bring it back up.
Yeah.
But it's always just keep on working to bring that dimmer switch all the way up and I mean, brighten your day, brighten your life,
Yeah.
brighten the life of others.
Right. And that's big. Like if you can walk into a place and feel good and just put that out there, that to me is a successful day,
Yeah, and like when you have that energy within you, you put it out and like that affects the people around you. Like I'm sure your outgoing, big personality affects so many people in boot camp, even outside of boot camp, that you change their day without you even realizing it.
That's what they say.
So I do want to hear because I heard a crazy little story about what you did when you hit your 100th session. So let's talk about that. Tell me about it.
Well, the 50th, they were laughing at me because, we have this awesome Facebook page that I love. And that's another huge thing for me is being so involved with the people and stuff. And we are always cracking jokes on this, putting memes up there. And, if one of the girls in kind of our group that we hang out with doesn't want to go, I like send a picture of, all the chins, and I'm like, do you want this? So we're always like joking and stuff. But I was walking one day in Target. It was around Halloween, and I saw this costume that was pretty cool. It was like an 80s workout, like aerobics outfit with the headband and the shimmery outfit and stuff. And I took a picture and I posted it and I said, Susanna, would you still be my workout partner if I wore this? And everybody was like, you better wear that. You better wear that. And Dustin Bogle says, I dare you, or I double dog dare you.
I was like,
that's
it's
it.
only on a double dog dare.
I was like, that's it, it's on. But I didn't get it because I didn't have the guts. And so I went home and I thought about it and it drove me nuts. So I went back like 5 minutes before boot camp and I bought it and I stuffed it in my backpack and I went in there and they're like, you didn't wear it when I walked in. I went into the bathroom and I came back out because my coach was like, get in there, it's almost time. So I went in there and I came out with it on.
Yeah.
And he also had said, if you wear it, I'll wear it on that was for my 50th.
Oh, for your 50th.
He said,
okay.
for your 100th, I'll wear it.
Oh, okay.
So I made both our coaches wear it on my 100th.
Nice. Yes. That's awesome. Do you have pictures of that?
I do.
I got to see those pictures.
Somewhere.
Okay.
So they say.
But I mean, that's fun. That just shows the culture within the gym.
Yeah.
The, type of bonds that you build with people. And I love how you're talking about the Facebook group, about the accountability. Yeah, you guys are having fun with it, joking around, but at the end of the day, like you are holding each other accountable.
Oh, for sure.
To get in there, to stay healthy.
I'm definitely the stalker. I'm like, I know where you live and I'll be there. And mostly because I don't want to work out by myself. It has nothing to do with them.
But see, it helps them, it helps you.
Right.
It's a win-win situation.
Right.
So what do you think makes you different?
I think everybody has their story, and I think everybody has good and bad in their life. And I think it really takes a lot to come out of the darkness. It takes a lot of courage, and that's something that I never thought that I had. And it's funny because I tell my son, he's 3, and I tell him every day, be brave. And the hardest thing in the world is to be brave. But I tell him, if you can be brave, you can be anything. I mean, just do it. And he'll tell me, I don't want to do that. And I said, just be brave. And he'll go and do it. And he does it easy. And he turns around, he looks at me, and I'm like, so for me, it's like, I have been brave now when it hasn't been easy to be, and now it's paying off. I don't know if that makes me different because I know, but I'm different than I was. So for me, it's different.
Yeah. So how has that, being brave now, how has that changed other things and created confidence in your life around other areas to know that you can do things, that you can get through things because you were able to get out of this dark thing that you were in before?
Well, I mean, what's the worst that can happen in life, It's like, it's so short. You live your best life. I laugh at those things where people are like, live your best life and all this stuff. And I'm like, but it's true.
Yeah.
It goes by in a blink of an eye. So like, why would I waste it? Waste the time. And I don't want my son to see an unhealthy mother. He was such a blessing to me. He was literally a gift from God for us, and I feel like, why would I waste that time with him? So, I mean, I think that that's kind of this whole new lifestyle for me in the last year or so has just been, it's made it easier to work and face things at work that it's like, well, what's the worst that can happen if I just try it, I mean, I did it that day when I was like, I don't want to go with her to this boot camp. And I was like, what's the worst that can happen? I'll go and do it, and then she'll leave me alone.
Yeah. I see, it's funny. We always think, what's the worst that can happen? But our minds never go to what's the best that can happen.
Yeah, and I got the absolute best out of it that could have possibly happened. I don't ever say I don't want to go to boot camp. Sometimes when I go in there, I want to leave. No, when I see like those equalizers, I was like, bye. But for the most part, I'm just like, I look forward to it. And the weirdest part is that I crave it. Like, I crave it on Saturday when I'm like, oh, I can't wait till Monday.
Yes,
So,
that's how you know it's a lifestyle. It's built into your routine now. It's a complete lifestyle.
Yeah.
So, Leslie, what does living beyond the scale mean to you?
I think it's just breaking the ties that kind of bound me, Living beyond the scale represents so much bad in my life, really. When I kind of use it like that, and it's like when I get on the scale and I see this number that maybe is not moving as fast, going back to that feeling of just being like not good enough, or all those insecurities and stuff, living beyond that, because there's so much more, and I'm like total living proof of it,
Yes. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story today.
Yep.
There are no bad days. There's only good and great days, guys. So remember that. So if anyone out there wants to come work out with you, Leslie, where can they find you?
Rancho Santa Margarita.
Rancho Santa Margarita, guys. Fit Body Boot Camp. If you may not be in that area, make sure you go to fitbodybootcamp.com to claim your 3 free workouts and find a location near you. Until next time.